Okay, I want to talk to you today about the Indian Removal Act of 1830, which led to the Trail of Tears. It was an outrageous act against Native American tribes in the Southeast, and it was a significant event in American history. Um, Hundreds of thousands were forced at gunpoint to leave their homes and land. And then it was given to the poor whites who actually pressured and demanded that the federal government act against the tribes. Democrat Andrew Jackson was elected in 1828, and he signed the Indian Removal Act into law, and it just barely passed. It was very controversial because there was a lot of opposition in the North, and missionaries were also against it. They felt that the native tribes were actually being culturally integrated and civilized and brought into the Republic. Jefferson and Washington were against it, and even some Southerners like Davy Crockett were against it. Some states that benefited from this act are Florida. They were trying to oust the Seminole Indians, and they actually fought to stay, and thousands of them ended up living in swamps because they just didn't want to leave their land. In Alabama, the Muskogee Creek tribe and the Cherokee tribe were being ousted. And in Georgia, it was the Cherokee tribe that was being ousted. And there, the Cherokees did not want to fight with guns and stuff and, go to war. So instead, they went to the United States Supreme Court. And John Marshall actually sided with them. The court case was 1832 Worcester versus Georgia. And Jackson told Marshall that, well, you made the decision and now you enforce it. And then Jackson encouraged the whites to continue putting pressure on the Indian tribes, and that eventually they would relent and leave. In Mississippi, the Choctaw and Chickasaw tribes were ousted. It was thousands of miles that they had to travel on foot or horseback to Oklahoma, and 1/4 of the Native American Indians died on the trail from disease, starvation, or warfare with whites. Hundreds actually died along the Ohio River because a ferry operator was charging them $1 a head to get them safely across the Ohio River, and they were only charging the whites 12 cents a head. And of course, the Indians didn't have this money, so they ended up dying because hundreds of them died because they froze to death. The land was quickly overtaken by the whites, and lotteries were held to just give the land away. In conclusion, the Indian Removal Act of 1830, which led to the Trail of Tears, was horrible. It forced so many people out of their homes and off of their land. And in today's world, it's a huge lesson that we can look back on. The Declaration of Independence says that all citizens are created equal. And even back then, that should have applied to the Indians as well. Citizens should never break the law and kill people to get what they want, and certainly not have any consequences for it. And then force their will on others. So that's just not the way we should handle things here in the United States. Wait 4 minutes. That's okay. Oh, shoot. I got to end it.